Yeah. Hey guys, that was the intro song. I did the intro to that, so it intros the show.
What we do. What we do. That was nice,
folks. Welcome to another edition of the podcast, y'all, on the Crab Walk of Shame stream. I always want to mention that. And I'm here, Demetrius. And also, we've got Habibi Ali down there at the bottom. Over to my right, we got Rock, as always. And joining us today, also over to my right, we got a special guest. Folks, please welcome CoolAssScott.
Appreciate it.
That's right. We got CoolAssScott in this.
Welcome.
All right, thanks.
It's been a long time in the making.
That's right. Yeah, so we got a special guest, my homeboy, the community homeboy, as I'd like to call it.
I got my partner there.
Yes, in the building. So, you know what I'll do? I'll read off the intro that I gave the homies.
Oh, well, you wrote down something?
Yeah, I wrote
something. Good intro, Scott. This is nice.
Man, I feel honored.
Hey, this is the official.
You're going to shed a tear.
You can cut this and put it on your shit and be like, look what people be saying.
Hey, man, somebody wrote down something.
You can show it to your mom and she'll finally be like, okay.
Look, this is what they think about me.
They think of this. So I'll do my best sway in the morning intros. What you call it? Impersonation. All right, everybody. We got Scott Hilliard. I call him the Hood Historian. That's right. Scott is a comedy enthusiast and has created and written and produced many comedy sketches here in St. Louis, Missouri. Most known through his old sketch crew, the Social Heathens, which he was one of 3 comedians that participated in awesome improv comedy and sketch comedy online that you can still check out, the Social Heathens. He also helps write stand-up for some of his comedian friends when time calls. The historian, so Scott is known as the Hood Historian for several different reasons. I have christened this name upon him, and that's what he will be known as St. Louis.
Hood Historian.
I call him the Hood Historian because his vast trivial knowledge of any and all music, comedy, television, and sports that were impacted or influenced by Black America for the past 3 decades.
Right.
That's what the definition of the Hood Historian is. That's right.
I appreciate. I will wear that.
I'm not done yet. This married father of one is currently curating and developing the Facebook group I Love. What is it?
I only listen to 90s R&B. I only listen to 90s R&B.
That's the title. I only listen to 90s R&B, where he and his compadres create an awesome page and interactive posts and podcast through Facebook and podcasts. That's what he's been up to now. As Dee mentioned, he's also known as CoolAssScott. That's his handle. Give it up for Scott, the Hood Historian. We could just open it up and get to know him, man. So, sketch comedies. You working on anything recently? What do you think of sketch comedy today?
I like where it's at today because everybody can do it. You know, even if it's not funny, you can see everything. You know, you just can't wait until like something come on MTV. You can't wait for like Wildin' Out, or what was before Wildin' Out? Remember Snoop had one?
Oh,
Snoop,
yeah.
Doggy Fizzle.
Doggy Fizzle production.
The Mad TV. You don't have to wait to watch SNL, Mad TV, or In Living Color, Chappelle Show. You know,
Lyricist Lounge Show.
Popping it out on Facebook now, even if it's funny or not. I just love where it's that. Same thing with music. It's just dropping. Like now, it's coming out on Fridays. You know, like back in our day, we was used to, buying new music on Tuesdays. After school, go to the store and pick up something new.
Sam Goody. Street side.
No, it's true, man. Like just as Rock was saying your intro right there, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, that's right. Like this social media is like you got everything on there, but I like watching your stuff in particular, man. Your Social Heathens channel, what you got with you only listen to 90s R&B. Like this is genuinely fun, entertaining stuff, and you've done an amazing job, and you inspire, I think, like other artists like us really to keep at it, just to keep doing it, because it's genuinely funny, and I think that's kind of like the risk people are worried about doing. Like, is it funny enough? Is it funny enough? And you're like, dude, it is. You just got to do it.
Yeah. You just put it out there, you know.
You know, the golden key that we know through improv is, you know, don't try to be funny, just try to be real, right?
True,
and do what you want to do and love to do it, and then it will become relatable, and then in that you'll find humor, right, as a community, and that's exactly what I think that group does.
Yeah, that's my thing, being more relatable than funny.
Yeah,
to me, being relatable is more funny than being funny.
Right. You know, like some of your sketches, like when you do the guy, when you play God in your sketches with the wig and everything, just like really overly done pure white wig. It reminds me so much of like the stupid stuff my friends and I always would do when we were like 12. You know what I mean? It really does. It gives me that giddiness, and that I think is an accessible thing to everybody. And that's really hard to to really sell to people. Sometimes I think people really do try to force something. They try to force like a polished thing, or they try to force some kind of brand before they have a content. I think the content and the feeling, the spirit behind it is that's if you make that accessible, everything's great. So
my thing with the content I try to put out, I don't want it to be fully polished. I want it to be like genuine, like it's like straight, from the heart. It may not be funny. Some people it may not come off funny to some people, but hey, fuck it.
No,
it's funny.
I think it makes it literally, I think it makes it twice as funny, like the joke is already solid enough, which makes you laugh. But then when you're just like, when you're not being pretentious about it, when you're not like, all that kind of stuff, it's incredibly, it's wonderful, man. It's really good. And I think like, that's the kind of quality content I want to see more of on social media.
Right.
Because one of my questions to you is, because I feel like you're a really good social media artist, and we are probably going to be living in a time where we see more of that stuff. Well, I guess that's my question. Do you think we're going to be seeing more of that stuff because of quarantine? Or do you think we're going to be returning to theaters and venues? And
oh no, I think it's more like streaming and everything now, because even though some theaters will open up, I still think a lot of people are scared to go. You still got the people that's gonna go out, but I still think it's even more people scared to go out.
Well, I hope you're right, man, because I think when you get people the opportunity to do this kind of stuff themselves, they're gonna come up with some really good stuff. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait on the content to come. You can create it yourself. And
then all these platforms are coming out. What's the new one that just came out like earlier this year? Quibi,
right.
And they're known for like short films.
I think I haven't really got on it, but
they're creating the platforms for it.
Right. And even Amazon Prime, right? Can't anything almost go on Amazon Prime now?
I mean, even YouTube, right? YouTube's still popping, right? I mean,
dude, YouTube is still my favorite. I think we had a whole podcast on this one time, right? Like,
we did.
Yeah, to a certain extent. To a certain extent. I mean, it's like all the barriers have been removed. I mean, to pretty much doing anything you want to do. I mean, anything you want to do, you can do it. It's like the only thing that holds people back is being able to build that audience, being able to get that attention and those eyeballs on the stuff that you make.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part is even easier from home too, right? Because of the social systemic brainwashing we have gone through shows that, when we post something and someone likes it, it's cool. And now if you're one of those eyeballs looking for the audience members and you immediately get likes and views, you're like, oh, now I'm onto something, which is true. It's a good feeling without actually getting eyeballs on it.
Yeah. I think because the idea of being sincere and genuine, hopefully, is going to be the thing that people are really actually hungry for, right? Because if you throw advertisement into any of this stuff, you're going to get more views. And that's what my roommate and I always talk about, really. And it's like, yeah, you're going to get more views, but I think that's still working in a system that didn't realize that people were going to be interested in more niche topics that appeal specifically to people. Like even in movie theaters, we had movies like Get Out, for example, that just kind of blew the roof on what we thought.
It really did peel back a layer, didn't it?
Yeah. Like, that's what they're supposed to make.
They were sensitive about that.
Right. Yeah, like that would shit my pants if I was a studio executive working the old system and that movie comes out. Like, what? People don't want to see Bruce Willis jumping again from building to building? I don't get it. I don't understand. They're working in an old mentality still. So I think the more you do stuff that is more centered towards genuine authenticity, I think there's definitely an audience for it. But it's harder to cultivate, no doubt, without.
It's not even like it's old mentality to us that are like creating new shit and like want to break in and you know, coming up in a different era, right? But people who've been running that shit it's not doing it the old way. It's the way that it works, right? And it's on cruise control, and they don't give any fucks about if this change will make it better, right?
Right. They're not interested in you and what you're.
They're just saying, if this change made it worse, get rid of that change. Like let's change their policy, right? And that's the thing that's, I think someone said, and a lot of people are saying this year is like the year of exposure, right? Like everything's getting exposed.
Right.
I think that's true.
Are you saying that Harvey Weinstein might not be a good guy?
So I'm always interested in like philosophy and stuff like that. So I mean, Scott, is there anything like as an artist like that drives you to want to create, that drives you to want to get out there, that drives you to want to be that person on the screen rather than just the person watching it? Like any kind of messages or anything you're trying to put out there for people?
Me personally, I don't want to be the one on the screen. Like I would, but I don't want to be the main character. But I just want to write dope scripts that everybody can enjoy, not just, you know, for the Black culture, but of course I want it to be predominantly, you know, Black or, you know, minority characters or actors in it. But I just want my work to just be seen for real. I'd rather be like behind the scenes and just as far as like directing and producing. Like I look at like people like Will Packer, even Tyler Perry, just like the stuff they do and like helping other people, like saying like with Rock, if he wants to, you know, he's not that good at writing, but he wants to be like the actor, I write the scripts for him, you know.
Right.
And there's something that needs to be said about that, right? Is in this time of everyone press play, look at me, here's what I got. I mean, the things that really grind gears and make things work are those types of people who create the structure and create the product where it can live. And I think there's it's like romantic. Like you gotta love that shit. Like you gotta love just being that way, right? Like
not looking at it for the money, you know?
Right? Like there's a big distinct difference between those that are like so ambitious, they want it because they just want the glory, they want the fame, they want the thing. And then you'll think about it. Our mentors, the people that we get our sense of respect from, are people that have been doing it so long. They just do that. They don't. Doesn't matter if they have an Emmy at home. We may not ever know it. They're just regular motherfuckers that are here still creating.
In fact, most of those dudes hate the idea of like resting on like legacy.
Yeah,
they don't want to like be resting on those laurels. They want to say like I still have it every second. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that like what drives me is like creating something that I can do, you know, for the rest of my life just out of love. I mean, of course, still get paid for it, but I don't have to get the top dollar, you know, for it.
Right,
I can, you know, I can work with a decent, you know, amount of living, you know, on it, you know, as long as I'm doing something that I love, you know.
Right.
And you go to work, you know, even though you don't love it, but you still doing it. But if you was doing something that you love, hell, you be going probably damn near 7 days a week.
Right.
You kind of touched on some. I don't know if it's okay to piggyback right now on it, but the idea of representation on screen, man. I respect that like a lot what you said, because you don't see a lot of minority faces all the time on screen. Rock and I are just starting to make it. Our people are just starting to crack out after our family's been around since 1960s. You know what I mean? It's like we've been in the background for quite a while here.
The funny part is, even when we started coming up, we just got rid of our accent.
True.
Bullshit accent, right?
Scott, what's your opinion on those like reality like prank shows? I love them personally. Like
what?
Jamie Kennedy or like Candid Cameras or Punk'd or anything.
I liked them. Jamie Kennedy, some of them were a little too annoying, but some of them they were actually funny though. But Punk, I like Punk though, because he was getting everybody though, because he was hiring like real deal actors.
Pyro team and everything, man.
Shit, putting money behind it.
There was I think there was like a bit of like there was like the theme of knocking down celebrity on that show too, right? When you saw Justin Timberlake cry for that first time, it was like
Well, that was the very first one, wasn't it? Wasn't that like the very first episode?
Dang, that's funny. Bieber was still like, oh, Bieber then too. Right. But the funniest one, I mean, not the funniest one, but Kanye. Kanye. That's my buddy. Get my
God, this homeboy was like, check out his boots. The security going out on them boots.
That'll always tickle me, man. Just like when people take themselves too seriously, like they're the perfect target all the time for pranks. And when that happens, I think it's good for everybody. I think it's good for Kanye. I think it's good for Justin Timberlake. I think it's good for us too.
About it, it's good because even Justin Timberlake almost cried himself a river.
I like the idea of incorporating that into sketch a lot of the times. At least the idea of it, I'm almost obsessed with it because I think there's something really special to pranks. I think there's just that spontaneity, that being in the moment, just a sudden moment like, oh, okay, you got me. I don't have everything in control like I thought I did.
Right. That's interesting. And that does tie into what I was about to ask, because I was about to say to Scott, like, I mean, is there anything that you're trying to say about society, about the world, about anything with what you're doing?
Well, really just kind of like with every, I don't want to sound cliche, but just kind of like just be yourself, be true to yourself. Nothing about, just be yourself,
I think
be real.
I think that says a lot because I'll just speak for the hood historian here, right? Like if you're a relatable dude or person, if you're just a relatable person and you just share what you want, you don't have to worry about if your art or work is relatable. If it's coming from a relatable source, then it's always gonna be that, right? So whatever that you end up doing will always be consumable by most people.
Right.
You can always still employ all the minority and the Black people that we want to see be the faces more than other thing. But at the end of the day, if you're coming from that genuine people's like root, then it's always gonna be.
And I got another thing like about like what I want to say like about the scripts. Like of course, like I'm not saying like Black people can't be successful, but what are these reports we filing, man? Because these people just be dressed up in corporate wear and these like, we got to make these reports. They don't be saying shit about what they be doing. Come on, man. We need some dishwashers. We need some call service centers, leads. We need some logistic coordinators. We need some mailroom attendants. man. Nah, just, for real, man. What are these reports we filing, man? I be lost.
File those reports, guys.
Man, and then they wound up, and then the reports don't be filed, and they wound up cheating on the husband.
The source of every script is fucking the filing of a report.
Damn file.
How come we can't file
Something's
shit?
fishy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm gonna just write a script. Man. It's gonna be about like files, and I'm gonna but the name of it is gonna be called floppy disk.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? You ever watch Seinfeld? Of course you watch Seinfeld. You know the episode where Kramer starts going to work 9 to 5 in the suit, and he has no idea what he's doing. He comes home and he's like, "It's been a crazy day." Yeah.
He had a briefcase too. He had his lunch in his briefcase or something like that.
That is so. When I watched that as a kid, I was like, I wonder if adults is gonna be like that, and it's so closer to that than I realized. It's so much closer to that.
Exactly that. What are you talking about? You go to work not knowing what the fuck you do. You come back like, man, that was crazy.
I'm so casual. I don't even bring a bag to work. I just show up.
Today, folks.
You're not confident. That's what that is.
Hey, I just show up with a pen in my pocket.
Ready to write.
Ready to take notes.
So I wanted to ask something real quick off the intro again, that amazing intro that Rock gave you. So he says, you studied the things that are popular in culture due to Black America. With what's going on in Black America right now, do you have any takes on how everybody should respond as an artist or as a human being or anything like that?
I'm just saying, if you an artist, put out work that's just genuine. Don't just do it for the likes. Don't do it for the likes and the cameras and all that. If you an artist, just do it just for the love and the genuine, just speaking up for all the people that we lost. It's so many names. I don't want to say all the names because it's just so many, but if you an artist, just do it genuine. If not, speak up. If you quiet, just be quiet. Don't just say something and then sound stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. True.
Right. But as far as comedians, I think it's always, for just not just comedians, just for the comedy world, it's always gonna be time for comedy. It's always time for comedy, man. People always need to laugh. People always going through something.
This culture that we're kind of going through, they call it cancel culture that we're living through right now. Are you fed up with it? Is it kind of like...
Yeah, man. I want to cancel
culture.
I hate that cancel. Yeah, I mean, I understand with, certain people, we got to cancel. We just can't cancel everybody just because they fucked up once.
Yeah. We were talking about that too, weren't we, Habibs?
I think so, yeah, man. So I've been thinking this too. It's like, what... I think it's more of a hashtag than an actual movement, if that makes sense, this cancel culture thing. It's like...
What is it right now? If it's a hashtag and it gets a lot of people flipping it, then everyone's like, oh, yeah, me too. Well, everybody, bad use of words, but also, I feel this way.
Right.
I think what it is, man, with the Black Lives, with the Black Lives movement going, over the past few years and steady growing. And, everybody, especially with the last thing that happened, I think it was the George Floyd, white people actually noticing, they're speaking up now. And I think people just didn't want to see Black people mad, over the past few years. That's why we got cancel culture. They want to cancel us. That's just me speaking. I don't want to say that's what it is, but when Black people get mad, everybody else get even madder. That's just what it seemed like.
Right. I have another question for you. So, like, if you and Rock both are in an interesting boat that it's not in my life, it's not in the horizon or anything just yet, as far as I know. You're both dads. You're both papas. And what does that do exactly? Does it do anything at all to your sense of artistry, to the way you look at the world and what you want to put out? Does it do anything like that? Or is it kind of like, I want my kids to just see me being me?
Well, it's actually both, because I'm still being myself. I'm just being silly, but my son thinks I'm the funniest person alive. You know, I'm the
awesome.
funniest ever. He just like, man, he don't even know that I have a real job. He just said my dad is funny.
That's
funny.
That's the best, man. That's awesome.
Like, I was like, okay, I just go to work and be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely changes you because first of all, it is a lot greater of a deal than, I don't know, people think it's a great deal, so I can't say than people think, but it is a great deal, and it's a great deal of change, especially if you're coming from, you know, somebody who wanted it and, you know, right, and wanted that life. And there's a difference between someone who doesn't want it or hasn't wrapped their head around the responsibility, but it is a big fucking deal. And once you get past the easy thing of accepting it, for a lot of people it's easy. For a lot of people it's hard. For me, it was easy. I think for Scott, it was an easy thing to say, yep, I'm a dad now. Yeah. Then it's all about like, being yourself, but making sure it's important to be yourself, right? Like, like it's just never downplay being yourself as being a whack thing or not a normal thing.
Would there even be a pinch of like nervousness if your kid told you you want to be an artist?
Man, I encourage it all the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind them.
Yeah,
like maybe it's because I don't have one just yet. I'm an artist myself, man. But it's a tough, it's a brutal, you know, kind of world sometimes, and sometimes you fall into.
And it's funny because my son he's watching us do it now.
Yeah, right.
So it's like we kind of gonna come up together. It's like we seniors.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And that's how you know if it's good or not, too. Because if it's good to him, it's good.
You guys don't know, man. His son is funny as fuck. Yeah. And this dude is camera ready. He is ready for the lights.
Man, that's cool.
Ready for his moment. He's a personality and a real character, and I'm telling you, he's a good kid to see on TV.
Has he said? Has he shown the interest for it? Has he shown like he's got?
I was over here, man. He probably having a fit, but he was asleep when I left.
All right, so let's get into the improv.
I think Scott's familiar with the concept of improv, though, right? I mean, you know, we jump into a scene and we kind of make it up as we go along. You know, you know, I don't know what else I have to say about that. I mean, so we're going to go for about maybe like 10 or so minutes.
All right.
Alrighty. So hold on, let me set the timer first. All right, timer set, and our suggestion is going to be dating.
So I'm really excited to take your daughter out this evening. Mr. Kapoor and Mr. Robinson. I'm really excited. Really excited.
Yeah. We're not, but you know, we're gonna see what it's gonna be about. You know,
I'm a good kid. I'm a good guy. Okay, I pay my taxes. I work a 9-to-5 job. I have a steady income. I support LGBT.
Wait a minute. We're not even a couple.
What?
This is my brother-in-law.
Look at you.
I messed it up already.
My sister went to the store. That's my niece. My niece you're taking out.
I just wanted him to just continue with this bullshit to see exactly what this kind of kid is.
You guys are good. You had me. You fooled me, all right? I'm nervous.
You don't even know the letters in LGBTQ asterisk.
He's saying we're just like a middle-aged gay couple.
Look, do we look gay?
I'm not assuming anything. I didn't mean to assume. I just thought, okay, I did assume. I'm sorry.
The jacket, ain't it?
You got style, is what I'm trying to say. You got
like judging people. Is that what it is? I see.
No, okay, I like progressive. I don't know. If you like progressive, I like progressive. If you don't like it, you know, sometimes
what do you mean progressive? No, I like stagnant.
Where were y'all going out? Where were you taking my niece out tonight?
We were gonna go to Steak and Shake and then a movie, sir.
Steak and Shakes are closed.
That's right.
Where are you guys going?
There's not a Steak and Shake here for miles.
On this side of the Mississippi.
Look, guy.
She was the one making the plans. I can text you right now.
Okay, here. Right now? You're talking over me right now.
No, I didn't even know you were talking.
Oh
Huh?
my God.
I'm sorry. I'm half deaf. All right. I work at a Best
You're half
Buy
dead?
music store. I'm half deaf.
Oh, half deaf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Now I I want to.
So you
Is your
gonna try
daughter
to
here?
take a shake, go to a place that don't exist no more?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I know your type.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not.
know your type. You was gonna
I
park behind an abandoned building and try to stick your thing in the thing.
Oh yeah. I don't think
I
this
know.
is
I never.
No, ma'am.
This is a
Type,
first
'cause
date.
you know why? I was a district manager at Steak and Shake, and I just got laid off.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
man.
right. Now, why would you say you're taking her to a staking ship, knowing the facts of our family structure here?
I know she likes shakes from her Instagram posts, and I was trying to impress
Those are
her.
smoothies.
She lactose intolerant.
She is lactose intolerant. Those are smoothies. There's no dairy in there at all.
I'm not trying to kill her. I'm
You know
not
what?
trying to kill her.
What's your name, kid? What's your name?
My name is Robert.
Okay, Robert. Do you remember my daughter's name?
Rebecca?
Damn it. All right, how do you spell it?
R-E.
It's a capital R.
Oh,
Hey, you ain't. It's Rebecca.
You said tripping.
I believe me. There was respect when I said it. I mean it. That R. When I said R, I meant to say R. You know, I implied the
Hey,
capital R.
watch your hard R's around here,
Oh,
okay?
No, I would never. I'm not gonna use. I would never use the R word. It's not like me. Look, if you just let me text Rebecca, she'll come downstairs and she can help me clear this whole thing up.
No,
He got a phone.
no, I got a phone right here. I have currently a list that has pros and cons. And you know how many things are listed in the cons section versus the pro section?
And he just found out you were sending them dick pics to him.
That's right. It was going to me.
Okay, look.
Yeah. You're actually sending dick pics to me.
You know they on their family protection plan.
Everybody in my family saw your dick pics.
So Rebecca didn't see that?
No.
So the whole family knows you're not circumcised.
That's right, Robert. Where are you really from?
I'm ashamed, man.
You should be ashamed.
Israel. I'm from Israel. I'm supposed to be circumcised. Please, just don't tell my family.
We'll see. Isn't this your family member that's driving you? Who's this that you brought with you?
No, this is my
You're
uncle.
so quiet.
I'm just here to support.
What are you supporting, sir? Who are you in relation to this?
Are you the Uber driver?
I'm his uncle, as you indicated. This is my nephew. Being kind of hard on him, guys. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you know, it's not really my place to say, but you know, I mean, come on, we're all guys here, right?
Look, I just wanted to maybe take her out for a shake, and yeah, there's that abandoned building next to it, and you know, right?
She's not allowed to go near abandoned buildings.
Does that sound like the girl that you want to date? Someone who's just ready and willing to go on a shake next to an abandoned building? Is that the type of guy you want to be?
Dang.
Uncle, is this the type of nephew you want to be proud of? I don't think so. We are all guys. But 1 out of 4 guys, there's a dickhead. And guess which one that is right now? That's right. Yeah, it's the one sending the dickhead pictures. Yep. What do you got to say for yourself?
I'll tell you what I was gonna say. Ding.
Ah, it's another dick pic. Ah.
Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. Becky.
Hey, Becky.
I don't know where she went. I have been really hard on her about dating. I hope she didn't.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe because you're so hard on her, she's gonna rebel and date a creep and freak like me. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. The more you tighten the restraints. Well, yeah, you can't. I can't hide it. My dick's in your hand. You know what I am.
Creepy crawler.
I'm a creepy.
Cut the scene. All right, guys, look, we got to have a nice restaurant service tonight. I need all of you, the waiters, the cook, and also the maitre d' to get it all together because it's Valentine's Day, all right? Very romantic night, very important night for us operating this restaurant. What y'all got?
Well, it's my first day. I'm just shadowing Jake.
It's Valentine's Day, so we're gonna have the best food. I don't really know what's on the menu because they switched it all up to make it like a Valentine's meal. So it's like a surprise. Okay. It's like a Valentine's surprise, though. You know what I'm saying?
I like surprises.
Yeah, it's gonna be some sandwiches. We're gonna set it up. Sandwiches, we're gonna throw some steaks up in that thing. Some steaks
on the pits.
All right. Throw some shrimps in that thing.
Ooh. Tasty, like it.
And to top it off, we're gonna give them a peach soda. Only on Valentine's Day, man. We usually charging them double for that, but since it's Valentine's Day, we're throwing it in for the special.
Peach drink is special into the special.
It's special. Yeah, it's special. It
sounds delicious.
And then for dessert,
I forgot.
My grandma gave me the recipe to this big ass Rice Krispie treat thing she be making.
Rice Krispies for lovers. It's for lovers.
Oh, they're gonna be cut like hearts.
Oh, definitely.
We got the heart thing to cut it all up.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, people gonna really like it. They gonna really love it when you know how to sing, right?
I can sing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
We got him singing the best.
Hey, I mean, it's my first day. I'm just here to
singing the best.
All right.
The Boys to Me.
Oh man.
Nice. Wait, Maitre D, why are you looking all stressed out about this? This sounds great to me.
What's going on, man?
This is great. I had a plan too.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, man? Let's come on. Let's do it.
I mean, I don't got to share it though. I don't.
Oh. Why not? I share mine.
Yeah,
sharing is caring.
Man,
it's a lovely day.
I didn't know this assignment was due today, so I was thinking like we chew gum and like make it into like a heart.
Is that it?
Should I write this down?
You're done talking?
That was kind of my big idea.
All right, anyway, but like, okay, while they chewing gum, they can walk into the building.
Oh, that's a great idea.
They can chew gum.
I'll be singing, and I'll have a track spell for them.
Yeah, so they can chew gum, like, just to walk in, and then when they walk out.
That's right. I'll have free gum on their way out.
On deck.
Yeah.
On deck.
Spearmint's on deck. Spearmint's on deck. Hey, Spearmint's on deck.
I like these guys. Yeah, we're dancing over here. Why don't you ever dance, Maitre D?
Okay, you know what? That was a much better gum idea than I had. All right, I'll give you that. That was. I don't got the ideas.
If you're really trying to get your hustle on, you need to go in the bathroom and sell them wet paper towels.
Wet wipes.
No, not the wet wipes. Oh. The wet paper towels. Just lather them in that water, roll, ball them up, just lay them out, sell them for $1.
Wet paper.
Balling. Out of control, man.
Good idea.
Mastermind.
That's genius.
It's $1 billion industry of keeping your hands clean, man. Why not make it $1 trillion industry?
These guys are great.
Yeah, that's lucrative.
Come on, man.
This holds so much on my first day.
I was thinking maybe we could just have them, wipe their nose on their wipe on the sleeve or something.
Sometimes people come in with them tuxedos they got to take back.
You can't.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, man, gotta just reuse some paper towels. I got a plug on paper towels too.
That's
All right, that's time, homie.
Nice, very nice. Dude, you did that like a pro. Very nice.
So what topics do y'all get out of that? What ideas does that make y'all think about in terms of like for a discussion that came out of those scenes?
Shit, for me right off the bat is being a father to my daughter upstairs is actually really real. And like dating, like
that's what I was thinking.
I was like, damn, I'm actually gonna have to have something similar to this happen to me in my life.
Oh, it's true.
Or it can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But this is what I got out. Of course, it's dating. But of course, since you have a daughter,
yeah,
and well, shit, I got a son. They like I say if they get older, they have boyfriend, girlfriend. They go on a date.
Yeah,
but their boyfriend or girlfriend give them a bullshit ass Valentines date. All that bullshit I was saying.
Yeah.
You want some peach soda? Rice Krispie treat.
That's where the couple's going for Valentine's Day.
That would have been a dope ass Valentine's party for like elementary kids.
Yeah.
True.
You get to eat all the candy before you go home for the last couple hours.
Get the little card.
No, that's a good topic though. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with that pretty soon. But it's also true that you're probably gonna feel maybe a little different about it having a son compared to having a daughter. My guess.
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
girls can break hearts.
From these
hoes ain't loyal.
I mean, he gonna get his heart broke, man. But
yeah.
I just can't wait to be. If it's one that I don't really care for, like.
I told you.
Yeah. Man, that's I think like maybe the best thing a dad can do really for his son. Just keep it real with him and just be like, she ain't the one. She ain't the one because
my mom. That was my birds and the bees talk with my mom. Let me go. I had a single parent. It wasn't all into death. It was just. Beware of anxious pussy. It just stuck with me, man. Like if a chick like super eager to give it to you and you barely know her, like
absolutely, man. Yeah, one comes to my mind in particular right now.
Some poison. Don't trust the big butt and smile.
That girl, this poison.
That's it.
My dad had a similar birds and the bees conversation with me, but it was after he found an empty condom wrapper in the bedroom floor, and I wasn't there. So the next morning, his advice was holding the broken wrapper, not the condom, the wrapper.
The wrapper.
He was holding it, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, my dumb ass said, I was just wanted to see what was inside. That was the first thing that came in my head. I just wanted to know what was inside. So his advice was, all right, you can fuck around if you want to. This was all in RA language, by the way. We can fuck around if you want to, but you're going to fuck up and fuck the bitch that you don't want, and she's going to ruin your fucking life for the rest of your fucking life. If you want to keep fucking around.
But see, my mom, his dad said it to him like in the midst of like doing it. See, my mom said it to me when I was like 9.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to get no pussy at 9. Of course, I may sneak and watch the Spice Channel here and there. I wasn't really.
That's the time to teach it. 9-year-old is the time to teach it. I think.
But that was right when Hood Historian. That was right when Magic Johnson had announced, he had HIV.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was right around.
True.
That was right around that. Back in '91.
Man, it's not a bad thing to teach that though, man. Because that's the age when you're like, especially for kids who are growing up around that time, you're gonna start discovering the internet. They're pretty young. You're gonna start getting curious about all this kind of stuff. You just got to be pretty careful about that.
I think it is different. Like you want to raise a respectful, like, young man, polite young man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just have to be careful not to teach, like, the fear, right? Like, watch out for all these guys. They're all ass. You know what I mean? Right. I can't be
You don't
that,
want to
right?
raise her in the patriarchy per se.
Yeah, I don't want to say like all guys are dickheads.
But some dudes can slide through the crack, and she may not find out he ain't shit until
right. Yeah,
they want to,
Right. It's harder, and I think it's not harder, but it's like, I don't know, for a guy's perspective of raising a girl and then dating, I think it's.
I don't have these kids, so I can't really speak exactly to it. But like Dee and I spoke, not too long ago about this idea of like what all human nature comes down to. What is it? Fucking and fighting, right?
Yeah, that's what I see.
It really is so fundamental that's not exact. That's what I wonder to be a dad today, to be a parent today. It's like. It's not a bad thing that we've become a more a humane society overall. We've been like we've grown a little bit, socially and conscious social awareness and all this kind of stuff to be sensitive to one another. But like, how do you deliver that message to kids today? You know what I mean? Truly, and like nobody else is going to teach them that lesson. Truly, probably like a parent could. And I think that's like a task. Are you guys going to like avoid it like our parents did, or are you going to be like?
That's funny, right?
I'm like,
I don't think I'm gonna avoid it.
No, I'm gonna try to be like as straight up with my kid, as possible. Right. I don't like right now. It's some things I can't really explain to him because he doesn't get it. Like,
right, he's a kid still.
Say for instance, he loves Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman just passed away like a month ago. Yeah. I couldn't explain to him that he died in real life. I couldn't explain that to a 3-year-old, because I don't think he will really fully understand, because he probably think he died in the movie, and it'd be like, damn,
right. He doesn't understand that he was an actor still that played him and all that.
Understand that he died in real life,
Right. So what did he think to that? I'm just curious. What did he think about? Does he think Black Panther passed away?
He loved Black Panther, but it was crazy because he was at the store with my wife, and they had all the magazines. He was on the cover of like a when you check out in the magazines there. Yeah. He was on the cover of like a People magazine, and he was just like, "Why Black Panther everywhere?" He just see the pictures everywhere,
Yeah, that's tough.
But at the same time, it's cool to see.
Sometimes you just got to protect the innocence.
True.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where you just find out when you kind of get to it, and you can't be always proactive, and you can't always be reactive. It's one of those, I don't know, things. You just gotta find out yourself, like wait and see type shit.
Did you have a reaction when you found out it was a girl? Like, was there any part of you that was like, fuck?
I was that. I mean, I love kids anyways.
Sure.
I genuinely didn't care what I was going to have. And I could fantasize to you about it'd be cool to have a son and it'd be cool to have a daughter.
That's what my wife said with me. She was like, if it was a girl, you wouldn't care. I'm like, I've been the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's funny is I think I got more excited because of the behind it, like, oh, you okay with having a girl? I'm like,
right.
Not only that,
you're up to the challenge of it and more.
Yeah, but to me, not only that, at that time, right before my daughter came into the world, like #GirlDad was a big deal this year.
What is that?
After Kobe Bryant passed away, because he was a girl dad, and with him,
okay.
On the basketball thing. But I think some people didn't really fully understand it, because it was just only if you have girls.
Right.
Like, some people was just putting it if they had girls, but they got sons too. But they was doing it for their girls. I'm like,
it's like no matter what your girl is.
But when you try to correct people on Facebook, I got girls too. I'm a girl dad.
No, you're just a dad.
I can use this hashtag.
Yeah, I think it's only people that got girls.
Oh no, it's both.
got girls too.
This is the social media equivalent of getting kicked out of a club. Hey man, I belong here.
But yeah, those are the kind of things that were like hyping me up to be a girl dad, you know, and everyone was saying like, you know, you're gonna like grow a little bit differently and more because a man raising a daughter and that type of thing. I'm like, I get that all, but I'm pretty.
I think you just move different just because you have a kid.
Yeah, that's where I was getting at. Like,
you have a kid in general.
Yeah,
I think fundamentally it changes you. Like you can't be as selfish, right? Like no matter what, boy, girl, whatever. It's like instinct. You have now another thing you got to take care of besides yourself.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to it, you do start thinking about like dating or what kind. How am I going to, like, I guess the questions come up like, damn, what's it going to be like when she does start dating? I don't think too much past that.
Right.
I got to think about these
fun ideas.
I got to think about these first few months.
Right.
I can't dwell on things.
I'm not thinking about elementary school yet, and I still got a couple more years.
Yeah. And that's me overall, too, that type of person. I don't fixate on things. But yeah, I think it's a good idea not to fixate on things if you're a parent. You just kind of be patient and grow with them and apply what you know when you can, and then apply what is, you know, I think you have to also apply the things that is good even if you aren't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think good parents do that and bad parents might not do that. That's real line drawn, right? Because we don't know shit, right? We still trying to figure our shit out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Let's figure out that we know better.
Right.
Gee, what did you get out of the improv?
I got the topic of, you know, it's just so interesting with this whole dating thing, you know, because it's like it's so important, like making an impression, you know, because it's like potentially this could be a person that you build a life together with, you know. And it's just like I remember back going to a friend's house like back in college because I didn't want to come all the way back to St. Louis, and just looking at pictures of his parents on the wall and stuff like that, and just thinking like, man, you know, at one point, you know, these people were just like, you know, nervous, like just getting to know each other, and now they've built this life together, you know. And just that introductory phase to each other is like such an interesting time in life, I think. So that's my topic.
Yeah, man.
They often call it the honeymoon phase, right? When you first meet someone.
Or pre-honeymoon, honestly. It's just like when you're touching, like when you're first like starting to engage a little bit. Like I saw this girl at the library. I wanted to go over, say hi to her. It's the nervousness, the anxiety. Does she like me too? All this kinds of stuff. And then you start to kind of engage, and it, starts growing.
The South Park song. There goes the girl that I like.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, you know, it's just interesting when you see like how it, like when it's already made, but it's like that starting phase to how it got there, you know, because it wasn't just automatic, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, shit, it's still a process. It's still something that like requires work, and it's still like I'm talking towards longevity, I guess, not the early phase. But yeah, sorry, I just jumped in. Do we want, so like the early phase, yeah, it's cute and it's like curious and everything's amazing, or everything is really interesting. But I think like shit, I've been married 2 years now, almost 3 years.
2 years.
Shit, right. I've only been married 2 years. I've only known my wife 4 years, and we already have a 4-month-old. And it's like, but at the same time, we're still at the very early part of our marriage.
Right,
still
definitely.
Going through.
You ain't at the 5-year mark.
Yeah, like we're still learning. Right? We're still learning each other and working at it and enjoying it at the same time. The very initial phase is really fun. I've been in that phase most of my life just because I've been single for about 12 years.
Most of your adult.
Most of my adult life, I was single. So that fun phase, I was having that fun phase every time I said hello to somebody. And that fun phase was always fun because I never got past 3 months with nobody, right?
Right.
And that doesn't mean I was a whore. I'm just saying I was always in that phase, right?
Didn't work out.
But that's the dating phase. And yeah, it just didn't work out, or it worked, but for friendship, or it worked for other reasons, like it just didn't work for that. And I think that's a really cool phase to be in life. And I think that most people could benefit from living that phase with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you're not finding yourself at the library asking what you like instead of, you know what I mean? I know it sounds
That's very nice.
But I know it's cheeky, but like,
That's good.
I'm a big, strong believer in you better date yourself. You better understand yourself before you get into all this stuff.
Right.
We were talking about one of our homies, and what we've done in our life is just travel by ourselves. I'm a big advocate to go travel by yourself. Go to cities that you've never been to by yourself, and just just vacation by yourself. Go sightseeing by yourself. Explore a city by yourself. That time away from your element and your comfort zone and your scene, but still remaining yourself and not being accountable for other people and responsibilities, is going to teach you tremendous amount of yourself, good and bad.
Yeah.
So I think now I'm rambling, but like, it's very key component to flipping that fun ooh ha hee hee phase into lifetime and then building that.
Yeah,
It's true.
And ha ha hee hee, we like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I think we could do something.
Yeah.
I think we got something.
You can always have those ha ha hee hees, not just okay. Enough about the ha ha hee hee.
You always want to ha ha hee hee.
Always want to hee hee ha ha and ha ha hee hee.
well, it's kind of like it's a more cliche way of putting that. It's like following your joy, or like following your light, right? Like whatever it is that sparks that interest, you don't have to like hide that so much. Actually follow it, uncover it.
Yeah.
Follow that through. It's kind of like how I used to do writing. Like any good writing that happens, like you want to see my first draft of anything, it's like it looks like a madman. You look at that sheet of paper, like none of the stuff really makes sense, but it's just to get everything out there. And then I just start picking what it is I like and, start playing with that. But you can't do it. You can't put that pressure on yourself that it has to be perfect right out the gate, or this has to be something you have to commit to. That's wild,
Yeah, but so a strong relationship is that always need to go back and restructure that piece.
Right.
You're not giving up on writing because you wrote a few whack things.
Right. No, exactly. Yeah. And you use it. You're not afraid of it.
You use it. Right.
It's not a waste of time. The young years when we were hoeing around and all that stuff, none of it was a waste of time.
No, it's not a waste of time.
It's going to teach us, hopefully,
Yeah. Well, let me, from a married dude now that, I've been at the game for at least 5 years or whatever, right? What the fuck y'all single motherfuckers doing? Like, what phase are y'all in? Talk about the phase that you enjoy and the phase you don't enjoy.
Well, I'll tell you, man. Yeah, I'll tell you. It seems like there really is a lot of pressure to get it right real quick. It's like, because what you were saying about finding yourself first, I think that's basically what I found. And it's taken me up until now pretty much to discover that, because it's like, we all grow up on Disney movies and stuff like that. And it's like, we see Aladdin, see Jasmine, and it's just like, it's all about getting her. But we don't really see that movie of Aladdin finding himself. I mean, and over the course, I guess, of trying to get Jasmine, he finds himself, but it's not enough prioritization.
He should have been looking for a job for most of that movie.
Yeah,
I'm hanging around with monkeys.
Anita, let's be
Abandoned
honest.
buildings.
And then Anita was like, I don't want nobody that don't have a job. He's like, fuck
Exactly.
you, what? I'll be fine without a job. Jasmine.
That's exactly what it is, though.
Take me everywhere from him.
Right,
I don't know.
Yeah, boy, this carpet will take me everywhere.
I got carpet. This carpet took me to a whole new world.
You ain't got no carpet, though. Fine, I'm taking my carpet with me. Fuck you, Anita.
Hey, crazy. Man. Motherfucker just hop on the carpet. It's like, man, bitch, I'm out of here.
You know, I had a magic carpet. Nobody.
Just wanted to go back to what I was saying. So yeah, like I said, a lot of my life going back to the issue of making an impression with the potential romantic partner being like the highest priority rather than knowing yourself. And it's like, yeah, again, it's like, to me, it was about, it was too serious, It was just like about trying to impress the other person, like with all this like stuff. It's like insecurity, really. It's just like, I'm not good enough. Like the purpose of life is about getting this other person to want to like you as well. And it's like, I was saying to myself lately, it's just like, man, it's like, dare to believe, man, that they're impressed with you already. Like, you're enough, and it goes back to my whole like life motto now, which is about being the self, owning the self, like regardless of how anybody else like thinks about it. It's like, because like it or hate it, I'm me, and if you don't like it, it's just like it is what it is. And it's just, but that comes from knowing yourself first, which is something that, again,
really
isn't really prioritized.
And you start understanding concepts like rejection is protection, right? Like, the things that once were like told to you, oh yeah, you're not good enough. And then you start feeling a certain way about it. But then you understand, like, well, if you're ever told that you're not good enough, you know better, right? Like, that you're good enough, and that person probably wasn't good enough for me.
Yeah, it's subjective.
It's subjective, right?
So many people don't understand that, man, because it's just like people just failure, rejection. It's like, this person don't agree with me. The world's subjective.
Do the dudes up at the top who have ladies in their lives, do you guys think that's how you got them? By being confident in yourself and securing yourself? Is that how you?
I think so with me, because I'm just always myself. Like, where I go, I can't really turn it off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm myself. I just like, I can adapt into anything, any type of conversation. But I think so, the confidence, and then I think like I said, the confidence and
knowing yourself.
Knowing myself.
Yeah.
Do your ladies give you guys confidence? I know you don't need it from them. You shouldn't need it from them. That's external when we're talking about it. But do they still give it to you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and then also you got to remember, like, it's like how you're it's like a team thing, right? Like if you and D are on a team and you guys have won some things and lost some things, you guys want to win more together, right? And you communicate, you got to understand how to get those wins and what
work at the teamwork,
right? And then you start understanding, oh shit, I'm motivated because my teammate wants me to play better, or motivated because my teammate even needs me, right? Like, the motivation factors change, but yeah.
That's what I wonder too. Like, I think you're dead on, and all three are dead on about this idea of like, you can't be looking for the confirmation or validation from another person. You have to find that from within and being cool with yourself. But I do also think there is something to be said about having a team mate, like a partner, like as a need and not just a desire. Like, they shape you into becoming a better person too, right? And you're not just staying only where you want to be.
Man, Habib knows, man. Like, sometimes we come across like some Indian people who like, they just married this person because they were slim.
Of course.
And it's like, fuck your life. Because then, but it's not how we live our life, so we can't judge. But they still go through life, and he's a engineer, and she just stays at home, and he will never know that she aspired to do these things. Because he got the girl who is submissive and makes the dinner, and they have a beautiful family, and she seems happy. Like, he will never know, and she will never know. Right. Like, and like that's the most unfortunate part to me in people. It's like
true.
That.
The idea of other people having their journeys being some kind of like interruption to the ultimate goal of success, it's weird.
Right.
Like, it's like a nuisance, people's dreams. Like, that's not good.
I can never, in any type of relationship, of course the one I'm married in, right? But like even a homeboy, like prevent you in any way from like just experience something that you wanted to experience. Like, Scott's my friend, but he will never be allowed to do whatever. No, get the fuck out of here, man.
No, it's funny, man. Like, kind of like my answer to what am I doing with my love life kind of thing right now. I think you guys know, and probably met like my ex. I was with her for a while, and like that was almost fiance territory there. And it was getting to a point where it was like the plan was to go to Chicago. Like, our calendar that we had in our room was in Chicago, and like the idea was just we're going to move there by the end of the year. Of course, shit happens, things don't work out, but man, the lesson I took from that is still what I'm applying today, because I was going to take a back seat with my ambitions and dreams. She was very talented. She had a lot of things, and it was kind of what you're saying, Rock. It was almost like this fantasy, this challenge, almost like, this is my time to push the culture forward in a way. This is my time to be progressive, support her dreams and her goals. And I'll get myself together as an adult and do a 9-to-5 thing, and you know, go into my uncle's construction company business and support her this way, that kind of thing, while she goes to school and follows her passions.
Right.
And it just happened, like I said, it didn't work out. And man, what a wonderful lesson that was for me to not do that. Not feel like you have to do that. And it was
things
maybe
like that,
noble. It was all the right intentions, but still, it was like life slapping me in the face, saying like, great, your noble intentions aren't, as important as what you really want to fucking do. You're a beast, go be a beast as you need to be. If you're noble, it will follow. But
one thing sometimes people do is get caught up in that time, right?
Yeah.
Like, urgency doesn't have to do with a timeline. Yeah. And wanting to do something has nothing to do with a timeline. Time is different. For this conversation, I'm saying timeline is different than the time you spend.
Right.
If you get caught up on, I have to do certain things by this age, man, you're not focusing. You're just taking away from focus of the today task. And
it's true,
man, if you can balance and find a melody, I mean, to be honest, I think I found a good sync and balance. Because I did want to be married. I did want to have kids. I did want to build a house. But I also feel beast mode, and I also feel like I want to do these things, right? and I even by myself, I have like my day job career shit that I have to maintain and also progress, because that's how I can support the family that I also want. And then those are things that are going to aid the beast aspect of me that I want to do. And I just feel like I'm blessed because I found a balance.
Right.
And I can still perform where I want to perform.
Yeah. Yeah, when you can optimize your life that way, where it's like everything's fueling everything else in the right way. Dang, that's like the most amazing. That's what I thought I was going for, and that's when I was like, when it was taken, it was kind of like, shit. Well, I thought I had the right, healthy, grown-up system way of looking at this whole thing. But I think the problem was down. I mean, there was probably a lot of problems, but the main thing, really, I think, on my end, the only thing I could control was. Just the only thing I could control was just like, I need to go after my dreams more than I was doing because it's great to have a helper, but I don't think that's what you're only looking for in a partner. I think you want to be inspired by your partner. You want to be motivated, and a silent inspiration is so much more powerful than somebody just giving you the talk every night of what you got to do the next day.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so I should have probably stuck to that more. It's a lesson, and I'm learning it. Maybe a little bit of a harder way than I wanted, but it's tis what it is. I'm actually,
I had a conversation about that with somebody the other day. Is there's not a greater lesson you'll learn unless you did learn it the hard way.
right, of course.
There's not a better lesson than that.
Yeah. I'm the best lesson.
That's the best resonating lessons. That's what lessons should do, is resonate to teach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will never say that's a lesson.
Do you guys ever sound like catch yourself sounding like somebody who used to give you lessons when you're giving like advice to somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing my dad's voice come out of me more and more, and it's freaking me out. Like I have a friend. She's terrified of turning 30. She's 24 years old. She's turning, and she's like got it fixed in her head that life is going to be over for her by the time she's 30. Like she doesn't get her life and career and everything. She just has it there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to break that down for her. How that's so not true.
That's exactly my point.
I know.
No one can fucking teach her that.
Yeah, it's true.
But the lesson will teach her, right? Like,
yeah,
the lesson will have to teach her.
I think we were all there, right? At some point, we're all like afraid of 30. This idea of 30, but like once you hit 30, it's like, it's like you're asking the teacher like 5 more minutes. Come on, what's it going to cost? It's not that big a deal. Right?
Every year is 5 more minutes, and then even 40, I'm sure I'll be doing the same thing.
It is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking forward to getting older though.
Yeah.
Like when I turned 30, I kicked it. I had fun. I was like, I'm in my 30s, and then I'm damn near 40 now. So, and then I've noticed the difference in myself each era. Like, of course, in my 20s, you're young, you make more mistakes. You're 30, you make less. You still make mistakes, but you don't make as many mistakes. And then, in your 40s, I don't know. I'm just ready to see.
Yeah,
ready to make less mistakes.
I'm ready to be mistake free.
Right. Shit, guys. I gotta take care of the baby soon.
Yeah, we've been going a good while, man. This is a good.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, remarks, anything to close the show off with?
Have fun. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all having me on. I don't know.
Anything you want to plug?
I only listen to 90s R&B, the group on Facebook. What else we got? You got anything cracking?
No,
we ain't got nothing. Usually he got a show cracking, but yeah, things are slow right now. So I guess check my Facebook out. I may post something in there.
Yeah. Add me on Facebook.
Yeah, man. Add me on Facebook. I share whatever, man. As long as it's cracking, as long as it's positive.
It's always good stuff, man. It's a highlight of Facebook for me.
That's what's up.
All right.
Brown.
Ooh. Gotta add that explosion in there.
I thought you were gonna cut it while I was doing it.